So, hello to everyone who's attending this webinar. Great to have you with us. My name is Cam Sandhu. I'm responsible for Super.AI's commercial activities in the EMEA and APAC regions. And I have the great pleasure today of speaking with one of Super.AI's esteemed customers, Bureau Veritas, and from Bureau Veritas, Daniel Jazakovsky. Now, we have a live chat and a comment section, so feel free to ask questions and we'll look at those at the end of the session. We've made some time for that. But let's jump straight into it. So good afternoon, Daniel.
Yeah, good afternoon, Cam. Good afternoon, everyone.
So it's great to have you with me in this session, Daniel. And now thinking about it, you work in the TIC industry, and that's not something that everyone's going to be familiar with, the testing, inspection, certification industry. So as a starting point, what I was thinking was we jump into that and you give us some information around the TIC industry and then, Bureau Veritas within this industry, and then obviously your role and what you do here in the German organization.
Yeah, I will do so. So first of all, thanks again for being here. Very good to be here. And this is like an overview of the testing, inspection, certification business. As you see here, it's all about giving or facilitating market access, safety, reliability, giving cost control to clients. Brand reputation is a topic of increasing importance. Trade facilitation. So these are the big words. It started everything. Basically, BV was one of the first companies to play a role in this crucial market some 200 years ago. And just for the audience to understand, many companies, TIC companies, developed over time in the industrial revolution. But BV was there 200 years ago when it was about the shipping industry. Actually, this is how it started in the marine sector with valuable assets crossing the Atlantic. We needed to establish the first standard of a safe ship. This was in 1828, the birth of Bureau Veritas. And since then, we developed a lot with revenue of 5 billion in 2021, more than 80,000 employees, 400,000 clients. And this is across 140 countries with so many clients. And maybe to make it very specific, it's mainly about reducing our client risks. It's improving their performance, and it's about helping our clients to meet their challenges of quality, health and safety, environment, and social responsibility. And this is Bureau Veritas, and this is the role that we play.
Fantastic. Yeah. So, it's really interesting, especially the history behind BV in this industry. But obviously today you are their representatives. So maybe you could tell us a bit more about what you do within the German organization, Daniel.
Yeah. So I'm 12 years with the company now, and at BV in Germany, I'm in charge of industry periodical inspections with a wide range of services, like accredited services as well as second-party voluntary services.
Okay, fantastic. So now we've set the scene, the TIC industry and what BV does and what a big role it plays here in this industry, and obviously your area of focus. So Super.AI and BV, we've been working together for a while now. And I think let's start talking about what everyone's come to hear about is where exactly do we collaborate? So what is the business problem which you were faced with which you were trying to solve with our software?
Yeah. So to set the context first, we've integrated Super.AI into our building and infrastructure software, and it's within this market that we offer many different services, some of which require great speed and a good correct and accuracy rate. And one of this service is our asset tagging service to one of the leading retailers in Germany. And we had to find ways to both speed up when reviewing the assets, the equipment, while improving the correct and accuracy rate. And this was exactly the business problem, the challenge. And this is where Super.AI then came in.
Okay, fantastic. So that again sets the scene about the business problem. So the next obvious question would be, how does Super.AI and our platform solve this problem for you?
Yeah, well, to illustrate this to the audience, I've prepared a one-pager that I may quickly put on. Yeah, perfect. So what you see here is a typical process for this service. We read it from left to right. Most importantly, at BV, like our role is to provide the right qualified people at the right time at the right place. This is what we do for this client for the asset tagging that we are in charge of. So our inspectors are on site. They review the assets, look at, do a quick condition assessment, so to say, and take relevant photos. And one of the most important photos, and this is where Super.AI comes in, is the nameplate, the plate of the equipment. This is what then kind of extracts the make, model, and serial number, gives it back to our software. And this is what we generate, play with to provide at the end of the day the deliverables to the clients that you can see on the very right, that are basically the pure data, like enriched by the details of the plate, the photos, obviously, of the site visit, and the so-called QR book. And at the end of the day, and this is really the great benefit, the client knows all of his inventory, the value, and also has found a way to optimize his maintenance with every equipment having a set of data behind with the QR code physically attached to the equipment and aligned to the data.
Okay, all right. Fantastic. Yeah. So maybe at this stage, we've kind of understood the problem and what Super.AI does. If you allow me, maybe we can talk about kind of the magic behind the scenes and what exactly we're doing from a technical or functional point of view.
Yeah, this would be very helpful. Yeah.
Cool. So, first of all, I think what's important to note is we're extracting data from nameplates. But to emphasize this and be more specific, what Super.AI is actually doing is extracting data from images of nameplates. This is important because we tackle this issue in the document world a lot. For instance, extracting data from PDFs, which are essentially electronic images. So at this point, what I'd like to do is maybe it makes sense to give the audience a short overview of what Super.AI covers at a holistic high level, and then we'll hone in on your use case and come into exactly how this technology is supporting BV today, from a behind the scenes kind of point of view. So at a high level, we are like a one-of-a-kind platform which integrates and unifies AI models to automate the processing of unstructured data. So these models can come from established market players like Google or Microsoft or Amazon. They can be open source models. They can come from our customers, and often we will create models for specific use cases for our clients. So just to summarize that, we use the best selection of models for a specific use case for each client. And in the next step, the platform is actually data type agnostic. So whether it's a video or an image, as in your case with BV, Daniel, or a complex document, which actually makes up most of our use cases, we use we help our clients to classify and then extract information from this unstructured data. And due to this data type agnostic approach, it basically means we're use case agnostic. So we cover many different use cases in many different industries, whether it be retail or financial services, and of course, the tech industry, somewhere where we focus. And the beauty of the platform, and this is also very relevant now, just starting to hone in on your use case, Daniel, for the BV case, is we combine AI with humans. Yeah, and by humans, I mean these can be employees from our customers, subject matter experts. It can also be people from Super.AI's digital crowd. So the reason for that is, and why this is important, is at the start of most projects, people are involved to make sure that the data that is being extracted is correct. And this ensures that the output is of a high quality. On top of this high quality output is then validated by the Super.AI platform and then used by the platform. This is where it gets really clever, as a ground truth. And this ground truth is used to automatically train AI models to replace the human workers. So now let's take this to the BV case at hand. So we started with a process which was 100% manual at BV, and we were processing images with the help of humans at the beginning. So using this ground truth which we gained from this initial project phase, the platform trained AI models to find and extract required data from different areas of the nameplate. So let's be even more specific. What we were doing, essentially, we created 4 different models to detect the make, the model, the serial number, and the year of manufacturing for each of these nameplates and each of these pieces of machine, based on the images which your inspectors were taking from us and uploading to our system. And the challenge obviously is no 2 nameplates ever look the same, and definitely no 2 images look the same. So going through thousands of images of these nameplates, the AI has to understand what it's looking for and extract the correct data. So it's not at all trivial, but I hope this gives the audience a better overview of what we're actually doing behind the scenes.
Yeah, I think this was helpful in understanding, and the audience will indeed appreciate.
Okay, fantastic. And also, again, to the audience, if anything is not clear, then please shoot your questions across, and we will pick them up. And anything we don't pick up in this session, we will certainly come back to when we do our follow-ups with you. So let's go back to your use case, though, and your business case, Daniel. So we've understood the problem. We understand what Super.AI does to help, what Super.AI is doing behind the scenes, even if it's at a generic level that I've explained that. The interesting part, obviously, it's a results-driven industry, and it's no different for BV for anybody else. But can you describe what the tangible benefits were of automating the process? Or specifically, do you have any high-level metrics which you can share with us?
Yeah, I will do. Thanks for the question, Cam. So most importantly, like our end client is absolutely satisfied about the quality of his deliverables, as shown on the slide earlier. As for BV, I would say the benefits can be mainly quantified in 2 ways. First of all, the inspection time, man hours, so to say, was reduced by 25%. Then, second of all, the error rate was reduced by 7 percentage points to virtually 0, with a steadily learning like AI that is at a current photo recognition rate of 90%. This is what you see on the top right, of course, and it's only this remaining gap that our back office has to manually complement based on the inspection photos.
Okay, fantastic. I think that's brilliant. I think the metrics are really, really interesting. So thank you for sharing them with us. I think the most important point you brushed upon, first of all, that you have a satisfied client. Yeah, so it's good on all fronts. So I think we've pretty much covered the case which we're working together in Germany. So what I'd like to do now, if I may, Daniel, is maybe look at the broader picture. Yeah? So we have a case in hand in Germany around inventory tracking or inventory management for your clients. What other use cases do you see across BV as a company which could be a good fit? Can you maybe shed some light on that there?
Yeah. So Cam, I think there are several use cases that I could imagine. may it be other sort of nameplate analysis or recognitions in industry, like on containers, or the artificial intelligence helping clients to review whole set of documents, for example, in certification business. I think really with an evolving AI on the one hand and innovating BV on the other hand, the potential is great.
Okay, well, that's actually interesting that you mentioned those two areas. So let me hone in now and try to squeeze some more information out of you. You mentioned the tank container use case. Could you give us some more information on that? Elaborate on that for us.
Yeah, of course. So maybe some context first. So the global tank container fleet reached over 700,000 last year, and they're very essential to global trade, and they fall under the category of carriage of dangerous goods. Therefore, by law, it's very strict. In order for tank containers to be operated, moved from A to B, it needs to be inspected every 2.5 years and 5 years, no matter where the tank container is located at this point in time. And this is where Bureau Veritas comes in with its different global accreditation that allow us to perform these accredited, so to say, like in the name of the state, like inspections, like obligatory inspections. And I could imagine Super.AI to be integrated into our tank container software to read the nameplate of the tank. That is something like a birth certificate.
Yeah.
But even beyond, going a step further, each tank container, for those that don't know, has a record of when it has been built, when it has been modified, or inspected. Meanwhile, and this could be like analyzed by Super.AI as well, providing added value to our end clients in return with a digital tank container life history, so to say. So this could be something to be looked at.
Okay, fantastic. So that was actually really, really interesting. And now we have at least one extra topic for our next meeting, Daniel. So I'm going to write that down and we'll be following up with you for sure on that. So we've kind of come to the end of what we really wanted to talk about in terms of your use case. That's been enlightening, and how Super.AI helps around this use case. So what I'd like to do now is just have a look at what sort of questions, or how many questions have come in, and maybe cover one or two of those as we come towards the end of this session, really. So I'm just waiting for my team just to throw a couple through. So I have one which is... Okay, so I have the first question which has come up, which is from Bernard here, is what would you tell someone who is considering working with or implementing Super.AI's technology?
Yeah, so first of all, it's very important to do the analysis homework first, which is to look what, like along the process, where does Super.AI fit in? How will it be interfaced with your own software, and what will be its benefit? Then, this is a kind of lesson learned that I made. Like I can only advise to look at typical pictures, videos, whatever you will want to have analyzed, to collect these Pareto, like 80% most typical photos first. Have the AI learning based on these kind of exemplary photos, so that you have the AI at the certain level where you want it to be when your project starts.
Okay. So that is interesting. So basically, just to summarize, obviously understand exactly where in the process flow Super.AI would fit in. I think that's probably a no-brainer for most IT projects when they're implementing new software. But the second point I think is really interesting. What you're saying is whatever the use case may be, make sure the data samples are ready from the get-go. And if you know you're going to be working together even before that, allow the vendor to have some access to those to actually get used to the documents or the images or whatever, so you can really hit the floor running when you start, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, fantastic. So good question, Bernard. So I'm just waiting let's take one more question which may come up. Okay, so we've got a question from Portha, and I'll just read this out. What results did you expect? Actually, it's a really good question. Yeah, I don't know if we want to ask this, but let's ask it. So what results did you expect from Super.AI and our product? And did we meet your expectations? So careful how you answer this now, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, the very honest answer would be Super.AI didn't meet the expectations at first. Why is that? Because I thought the AI would be working straight away. We have had like a project together in North America, but what we found out eventually was that nameplates in the US and nameplates in Europe, they are quite different, and we needed a few weeks time for this for Super AI to pick up speed, for the AI to get used to European nameplates and to learn. But then, like at the end of the day, after a few weeks' time, it worked very well. We reached, we were close to the metrics that we showed earlier, like after a few weeks' time already, and yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Again, then thank you for a very honest answer. Yeah, but I think if I just summarize that answer, then essentially what you're saying is it's not magic. Yeah, and we were talking about the magic behind the scenes, but the magic does not come out of the box, and there is an element of ramp up time, calibration before you can really achieve the type of automation. And it's also interesting to hear that there's not just cultural differences between the USA and Europe. There's obviously nameplate differences as well. Yeah. So
Yeah.
thank you for that insight too. So I think now we have pretty much reached the end of our session, and it's been a pleasure speaking with you. And it looks like we're going to give 5 minutes back to our audience, and so thank you for them. Thank you to them for tuning in and watching this session. Daniel, it's been really, really, really good having you on this call, on this webinar. Thank you for taking the time to speak with us. Look forward to seeing you soon, and have a very good day.
Thank you, Cam. Thanks. Bye.